Alright, so recently I was hired to come up with a rig for a few characters. This particular character is Lindsay. She's a member of Paddywhack Lane. You can check out a little bit more about that over at paddywhacklane.com. And this was a particularly difficult character to rig up because of the way she's designed. She has a lot of stripes, and the joints are kind of it's kind of hard to match up, line up. So there's going to be a little bit more of a design alterations that need to be done before it can be like 100% smoothly. But the skeletal system is already in place, and the character, for all intents and purposes, can be animated, and with a little bit of extra work, can be fluidly animated without a lot of the jaggy stuff. So here's Lindsay, and one of the biggest issues with this character is also the fact that Crazy Talk does not play well with things like long hair and objects that kind of overlap each other. So the big thing for me was at this time is well, actually, let me reset this. Was finding a way to get the wings and the bow tie in there, because they're such a big part of the character, and they have to work once you get down to animating this character. And come on. Anyways, I'm just gonna leave it like that. Actually, I may be able to. Let's see, save as, just to make sure. Alright, so what I had to come up with, since I can't actually have these wings as part of a body part on this character, I had to come up with a way to make it easy for whoever is going to be animating this character to go in there and animate with the proper body parts and have an easier time moving things around. So let's see here. I'm going to get rid of this bow tie because I'm going to show you the procedure of how to actually achieve this. So I'm going to do that bow tie from scratch. But here's the wings, and basically, using the wings as a prop, I can attach these wings to my character. I'm going to attach it to the torso. Let's see, go to Content Manager, Animation, and let's just get like a basic a walk. Let's see. Let's do this walk female. Pick an actor. Alright, let's see what that looks like. So it kind of looks like that. It's a little bit of issues there, but nothing that can't be fixed once you go into the timeline and start tweaking things around. But as you can see, okay, let me see here, that's 36 frames long. I'm gonna change my timeline to 36 frames. Okay, that's good. And I'm gonna put it on loop, and let's hit play so I can just see it over and over. Alright, so as you can see, those wings are attached to this character. Now the problem is, however, that you can't actually have multi-dimensional props, and you can't, for some reason, attach props in a way that you can bind a prop's position or rotation, or whatever you want to call it, against another object. So if I go in here, let's see here, let me reset this character, remove animation, and let me see here, documents. I am looking for super illusion template, motion. Alright, I'm just gonna drop this pose in there. Alright, so we have this character. That way we can see everything a little bit better. Great. Alright, so when it gets down to it, let's turn on the 3D key editor, and notice that when I switch my my character to the different positions, even though I can turn my character around, I mean, those wings are attached to that torso, but they do not follow it. So my workaround for this was to come up with a way that the wing sprite has multiple sprites within itself and has its own action menu, so that I can say, okay, well, now I'm using the 45-degree menu, 45-degree view, and the prop automatically changes to the right position. So if I go to the 3D editor once again, now I'm on the 90-degree view. If I select this particular prop, which is still attached to the character, I'll say now I want the 90-degree one, and there we go. So with a little bit of tweaking, I can have that particular angle without too much hassle. So let's change the rotation one more time. Let's try the 135 angle. And there we go. So it does make things a little bit easier to work with once you have it all nice and set up. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and create another prop, because I need to be able to have a bow tie on top of this character. I'm going to reset this one back to 0, and send these to the back. There we go. Alright, so we're gonna bring in a bow tie, and basically what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use not ToonTitan, Puppet Producer, to quickly get all these bow ties in here. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's only 5 bow ties that this character is gonna be using. So we're gonna select all of them real quick and launch Puppet Producer. Oh, I think I already have it launched somewhere. Here it is. We're going to use the export function to export the selected symbols. Click OK. Go to the desktop, where I'm going to create a new folder. I'm just going to call it bow. Go in there real quick and use the select folder button, and Puppet Producer automatically exports all those symbols for me. So if I go into my desktop here, there they are. I'm just going to quickly rename these just to have smaller names, or shorter names. Again, my English is not my primary language, so even though I have pretty decent pronunciation, my vocabulary is still a little bit off. Anyways, oh, I don't need that anymore. Let's see here. Where is... There we go. Alright, so I'm going to bring in one of the bows just so I can have a starting point. Just drop it in there. Now that I have it inside of the software, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure it's selected, then click the Prop Composer button, which will take me inside. Select it once again, then click on Sprite Editor, and basically take these other bows, drop them in there. Yes, 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 yes. Alright, so now we have these in here. So here we have the bow for the 0 pose, for the 45, for the 90-degree pose, for the 270, for the 315. Okay, that's good. And let's see if we can make them work. So we're going to take that bow now. We're going to place it right there. Okay, and we're just going to run a quick test here. Go to the 3D editor, go to the 45-degree angle, and try to select this bow again. If that doesn't work, just kind of select it from the menu here. Go back into the prop composer. Actually, I could probably use the real-time editor just to kind of view some of this stuff here. Let's see. Bow. Let's see. Joint mask. I guess it doesn't really let me do it, so I'm gonna have to do it the hard way. Anyways, let's go ahead and launch this timeline real quick. Go in here, go to this sprite editor real quick, just to kind of view. Alright, that's good enough. So we are going to, let's see, let's see, there's the bow, go to the motion, okay, on the second frame I'm going to change the sprite. Just gonna do that. Okay, on frame 3 I'm gonna, well actually I should probably, let's see, that's the 45-degree angle. Get out of there. Let's change the angle to 90 degrees and go back to our bow. Gets a little confusing, but you only have to do it once. Okay, so we select the bow, go back to the sprite editor, select our 90 degree, there we go. Move it to the rightful spot. Okay, so next we need to exit that and find the next angle. That would be 135, we don't need one. 180, we don't need one. So let's do, well, let's take a look at this real quick. .270 and 315. Okay, so let's do 270. Here it is. Sprite editor, switch to 270. Click on the blank areas to activate the little, our ability to move this thing around with the arrows. I'm going to place it right there. Now let's go to our 315 angle. And notice how I'm just basically going from frame to frame, adjusting my different positions. So here is I guess 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Frame 5 is going to have number 315. Okay, so let's go to the 3D editor. 315. Go back to selecting our little bow. Boom. Switch to sprite editor. Change that around and reposition it real quick. Okay, so I have these key points right here. That looks good to me. I'm not too worried about what that character is doing at this point. I was just using her as a reference point. So let's now turn on the clip option for the bow. And right click on this area here, select export, and we're going to call it bow positions. Actually, I have to do one at a time. I forgot about that. Export. So let me see. I'm just going to call it. It's bow 0. We're just going to put it there. We're going to go to the second one. Export. The second one is bow 45. The third one is bow 90. We're just exporting one frame at a time. And the fourth one is bow 270. And the last one is bow 315. See, if I would have exported the entire range, it would have made like an animation, and that's not really what we want. Not for this. And there might be an easier way to do this, but I haven't figured that out yet. I'm still learning myself, so hopefully by looking at this you might learn a little something too, or if you know something that would help me out, you know, just let me know, and we could just kind of help each other that way. Alright, so I have that taken care of. I don't really think I need anything else on this. So let's get rid of all these. And we're going to select our bow. If I can get access to it. Oh, come on. Let's rename this too, by the way. Alright, so now that that's nice and ready to go, we're going to right click on it, action menu editor. So you can't really do anything here. I wish there was a way to just like add some kind of scripting or everything so you don't have to go through all these extra steps, but who knows, if we keep bugging Reallusion enough in terms of what we need, they'll keep adding those things. So don't be afraid to, you know, add requests to that feature request area in the forums. So I'm selecting all these different poses, or whatever you want to call them. I'm going to click open. Here I have 0, 45, 90, 270, and 315. And I'm good to go. So now these become part of the menu system for this bow. So now that I am basically working with this prop, let me turn that off. Select it. At any point I can go in here, right click, action menu. Okay, I want to see the front, the 0 pose. I want to see the 45. I want to see the 90. I want to see the 270. I want to see the 315. Boom. Alright, so let's reset it back to 0. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to attach it to this character. I'm going to try to find the neck right there. There it is. Now I'm going to position it where I want it to be. Oh, well, let's reset her as well. Let's see, motion key editor, 3D, boom, 0. Now we go to the scene manager, select that bow, kind of adjust this a little bit. It needs to be right below the lip, right there. Okay, that's good. So now that I'm working with this character, I can, depending on what animation sequence I'm doing, what angle I'm doing, I can now come in here, go to my 3D editor, change my character to whatever position I want. In this case, it's the 90-degree position. Alright, so I'm gonna select this wing, right click, switch it to 90 degrees, take my bow, switch it to 90 degrees, and we're ready to start working. Let's add a animation sequence here. Let's see here. I don't really like any of these default because they never work the way you want them to. I'd rather create my own. Let's do this walk male. There we go. So I have this left side or the right side of the character. Let's see here. Just some minor tweaks. And there we go, the attached character. Now with a little bit more tweaking, we can kind of fix these issues here, but that's definitely a big time saver. Let's try that. And just for the heck of it, I'm just gonna maybe move this around a little bit. Okay, so maybe with a little bit more tweaking I can adjust the position of that arm and all that stuff. And that's it. This feature is actually pretty handy. Let's switch it one more time. Let's see, motion key editor 3D. Let's try a 45-degree angle. We select the wings, action menu 45, boom. We go to the bow, action menu 45, and there we go. Not too shabby. And there's our animation. So that should save a dramatic amount of time. Alright, hope you guys learned something from this. I definitely did while experimenting, and I think with a little bit more experimentation I could probably get this a little bit more useful. Alright,